Hi, I'm Christopher Paul Jones, and today I'm going to talk about what your fear has to do with baking a cake. So what does it have in common? Well, your fear and your happiness and your sadness all has a recipe. A fear, a phobia, is not something you catch, like a cold. It is something you do, albeit subconsciously. Now, in fairness, there are reasons why you do that. As I've talked about in other videos, there are events in your past that cause you to think that way. But in the moment, when you're afraid, you have to do something. It's a recipe, it's a strategy. For example, if I was to bake a cake now, you would need a recipe. You'd need a sequence. So what do I mean by that? Well, you couldn't put it in the oven first, then add the eggs. You would need to do it in an order. You need an amount and you need an order. Now, when it comes to our fears or our happiness, we have a recipe. So let's say I have a fear. Let's say a fear of flying. I have to believe something about that situation. I have to have a belief about flying. I have to say something in my head. I have to make images. So let's say bright images of everything that can go wrong, of me sat in the chair nervous. I have to have tension in a certain way. I have to have certain feelings and hold it in my body in a certain way. I have to hold my posture in a certain way. And I have to breathe and move in a certain way, or to be afraid. And I have to do that in an order continually to keep looping it, to hold on to it. Now, if I change the intensity of those, the recipe, if you like, I'm going to change how I feel. And I've done a lot of this in other videos, but a quick example would be, so if I'm making bright images of me sat in the plane, nervous, what would happen if I was to make that a small black and white image? Or if I'm saying to myself, oh no, the plane's going to crash, what would happen instead if it was just a boring voice? Oh no, the plane's going to crash. Or it was Mickey Mouse, the plane's going to crash. Would that change how I felt, for example? So it's just about realizing that your fear is a strategy. It's a recipe. You change the recipe and you can change how you feel. That's also true, by the way, for happiness. Happiness also has a strategy to it. What am I thinking about when I'm happy? All right, I'm making bright images of all smiling faces. I'm feeling this tingling sensation in my stomach. I'm breathing deeply. So know that everything we do has a pattern and a sequence. And the more you can isolate that recipe for your fear, the easier it is to work on it and change it in the moment. So if you want to change how you feel in your past, worrying about the future, and in the moment, there's lots of tips and helpful videos on my YouTube channel. Just check out the playlists. Or you can download my free breakthrough kits. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and of course share. And until next time, I'm Christopher Paul.